jack 10 or a set of 10 set of jacks, but I would have still called. Okay, so fold equity. I play the pokers. It goes like this. Fold equity is the chances. It's kind of the equity that you have when your opponent folds. Okay, so imagine like a hand like King 9 suited. If we raise here, right? Um, Maybe Be the Light calls. Everyone folds around to Be the Light, and maybe he calls, maybe he folds. The chance, there's going to be a chance that he folds, and that chance can sometimes turn a hand that isn't actually a favorite into a favorite. Let's kind of let's kind of give an example here. Let's say that you have a straight draw, okay, and your heads up in this spot right here where it's like King 10-7, and you have Queen Jack, and your heads up, right? And you're in Wag 3 Reno's position. If he shoves with Queen Jack, and he figures that, Queen Jack is never going to be ahead, but he figures that hands like Ace Jack and Ace Queen are going to fold most of the time. Let's say a hand like Ace Queen or Ace Jack folds when Queen Jack shoves, let's say that Ace Queen, Ace Jack folds 70% of the time, all right? So what that is basically called is that's what we're referring to when we say fold equity. It occurs when a lot of times you're semi bluffing with a hand and you're turning what would be a dog to pretty much any hand that you can be going up against. To put it another way, let's say they have 2-3 of hearts on a 7 of hearts, 8 of hearts, 10 of hearts board, or like 10 of clubs board. So you have a flush draw, and it's like the weakest flush draw possible, and you have a 3 and a 2, and some guy check raises to you. So you don't really think that, you know what? We think that Ace 9 offsuit is probably the best hand. So this is a good example. When an Ace 9 offsuit is not the best hand, sometimes you're able to get a better hand, 3s, 4s, 5s to fold here. And let's say that pocket 5s, pocket 4s, pocket 3s fold here like 20% of the time. So that actually that is what we mean when we say fold equity, and that is actually going to turn a hand that is a little less than a coin flip into actually an equity favorite, where if you make that same bet in that same situation X number of times, then you're able to actually come out ahead. So here we're going to try something a little different. We're going to try to get Only Child to make a bet into us, and he didn't. He didn't fall for it. He didn't make the bet that we would have liked him to. We're probably way ahead with our pocket 7s right now. So let's give a little value bet here and see if we can't get maybe a 4 or a 5 to call us. That's exactly what happened. We got 5-9 to make the call on the river. What we were really trying to do there was we were going to try to limp in and have Only Child pop it into 3 times the big blind, at which point we would re-raise. Now this is kind of a spot where we can just go ahead and call. A call might induce a squeeze play by Wag 3 Reno with worse than Ace Jack offsuit. If Wag 3 Reno shoves and Be the Light folds, we're going to go ahead and call. And Ace Jack, it's not so bad to play in position against Be the Light. He's got a pretty huge stack. So let's see what happens. So now he's firing in half the pot. Do we feel like we're ahead? I feel like Ace Jack offsuit is the best hand here. I feel like we have him drawing dead to like 3 outs. I feel like he's sitting here with like an Ace 9 or an Ace 8. Let's go ahead and check here and let him bluff again on the river. Pretty good river card, because this actually makes it less likely for us to have a king in his mind. Wow. Can we value bet? Is there a chance here that maybe he calls with worse than Ace Jack? I don't think so. Let's just go ahead and take it down. I wonder if he would have called with ace-5. I wonder if we make that value bet on the end if he's able to call with the ace-5. I don't know. It's a good question. Final table.
Are you what?
Yeah, we're at another final table.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, could you tell
Let's go and see the lobby
rest about how you got into poker?
So it doesn't actually start until.
No, I remember when you used to.
It doesn't start paying until 5th.
It was a, I think, Planet Poker deal or some other obscure online poker site where you figured out how to make deals and make money, and then you used to get these checks.
So
right?
was that Searsist was asking?
Yeah.
So so Searsist. Let me go into.
He asked what was your bankroll.
Talk about it in 3 minutes. So here's how I got my very first bankroll for online poker. There was a site back 2am.com, and basically what it was basically like one of these free leagues like NLOP or Club WPT, one of these free roll sites where you play free poker and you can win real money and real prizes. You can see these around the internet every once in a while. The prizes are usually pretty crappy, but it's the same kind of thing as like playing free rolls on like WSOP.com or Seals with Clubs free rolls. Poker Stars I think has free rolls every once in a while. So 2am they had like this this setup where if you were able to build 1,000 chips into 1,000,000, then they would give you a $100 check. And I pulled that stunt off about 6 times before they finally changed the rules and said, okay, now we're only going to let you do this once. And I took that $600 and put it into Planet Poker, and never looked back. I've gone broke a few times, but that's how I got started. That's how I got started with the online pokers. My first experience, my first money won at poker was on a free roll site. Sadly, 2am.com is no longer available. It's no longer around. But, free rolls are all over the place. There's free rolls on WSOP.com all the time. There's free rolls on, all these other, shady US-facing sites. There's a lot of sites, like Zynga Poker, where, you can win, like, real prizes and, real money. And, I actually think that kind of environment where people can't lose is the future of poker. I think that one of the problems with our game is that people can actually, lose money. No one has like a, if everybody's basically free rolling, then there's no such thing as a gambling problem. It doesn't actually even count as gambling anymore if you're just unable to lose. And really, when people are putting time and energy into this, into these kind of free roll sites, they're giving away something that's actually pretty valuable. They're giving away their attention. They're giving away their time. That's worth something. Your time is worth something. Your attention is worth something. Right now, I'm not paying you, but it's worth something. Hopefully you're getting something in return from me too, because I feel like my time is worth something, and I'm definitely not getting paid, to do this. So, yeah, that's how I got my start, and I definitely I think that kind of can't lose poker probably is the future of our sport. Our sport. Okay, so 666 just picked up your book on iTunes. Looking forward to reading it. Thanks for picking it up, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. I think I hope that I'm gonna actually say 666. Thanks, man. Let's see, Queen 4 suited. Let's just go and fold that. So God's Hubris. You have some 12 wins, arena runs under your belt. I'll take some Hearthstone lessons. I feel like I kind of have a good feel for it, but I would love to. Yeah, I would love to get some of your input if I do a Twitch stream of a Hearthstone run. and that shit can be in real time. Like, who cares really if your stream gets sniped in a Hearthstone run? Sounds good. God's Hubris sounds good. I would definitely appreciate your your comment. Your thoughts when I'm playing Hearthstone. I love Hearthstone. I think it's a great game. It's going to be a lot more fun in a couple of years when there's actually a lot more cards to pick from. Okay. Yeah, 6666. Thanks for joining the stream, man. Jesus, that so sucks. I got completely focused on this and didn't make that C bet like I'm supposed to. So let's go ahead and make it now on the turn. I focused on chat and didn't C bet when I'm supposed to. This actually is a disaster. And now he's check raising me. I mean, okay, buddy, you can have it. I'm pretty upset with myself there. I'm supposed to make another 600 bet on the flop, and he's supposed to just fold. Kind of upset with myself. Okay, so I remember back in the day, Poker Party was the first online poker I played. Yeah, Party Poker. And yeah, those were the good old days, bud. Those were the good old days. Oh my gosh, it was just like a money machine. It was a money tree. Everybody, it was amazing. We didn't think it would end either. All the pros thought that it was just going to be a forever thing. A few of them figured out that it wasn't. I remember Scott Fishman would never leave. He never left his house when he had that. He had a full tilt rake deal. Those Red Pro deals were pretty sick. You get $5,000 a month. You get your rake back, and you get $30 an hour for playing, no matter what limit you played. So if you can imagine this, right? If you played a 25-cent, 50-cent limit game, where it's pretty hard to lose $30 an hour, at micro limit poker. You could play super small as a red pro on full tilt, $30 an hour plus your rake back, not a lot of people thought that was ever going to go away, but Fishman did, and he never left his apartment. I remember him telling me that. I remember him saying, I got to take as much money out of this as I can while I have the chance. And I was like, what are you talking about? While you have the chance? Poker's not going anywhere. It's just getting bigger and bigger every year. And, then UIGEA hit, and it got a little tougher. And then Black Friday hit, and it disappeared. And now it's not like a fun time to be a professional poker player, guys. It really isn't. Unless you're, the Ryan Reeses of the world and the Martin Jacobsons of the world who are actually taking down really, really big events. If you're Anthony's, Zeno, it's a good time to be a poker player. But for most of us, it's not a good time to be a poker player. It really isn't. So let's see. Sometimes I stream my Zynga poker game. God's Hubris. I went plus 8K and a $400 buy-in on my iPhone today. That's the extent of my accomplishments. Sorry, guys. Love Hammer. Main event. Here I come. Gosh, the main event. That is an event. It's really a cultural experience. There's nothing like the main event. The World Series of Poker main event. It's not even a tournament. It's a cultural experience that just people from all walks of life show up to, and it was even more amazing. Back at its super height, like 2006. I have a feeling that we're going to see a return to those numbers. People are still playing poker, and in a lot of ways, the shutdown of the online sites after Black Friday, even though it has hurt the poker economy for people who are trying to make their living, playing poker. Most poker players, it's actually helped them. People who such a high percentage of poker players were going broke, and it was a small percentage, but it was actually going to, the pros. Most of that money went to, the Isa Scheinbergs of the world, who end up, with $1 billion on the Forbes list this week. The Calvin Ayers of the world, and the Howard Lutters and the Chris Fergusons, who are, just taking 10 and 20 and 30 and $40 million headshots. It was a lot easier as a professional poker player to make a living when in a pre-Black Friday spot. But when it really comes down to it, is the poker economy worse off as a whole? There's so many people who would be losing a lot more money, and now they're able to play in the bar leagues and play play with their friends basically. I think that we're going to see a return to those Jamie Gold 2006 numbers eventually. I think that it was artificially driven up by the online sites that basically use the WSOP to promote to promote their own site, and I think we'll see a return to it. So yeah, this is pretty fun. This is pretty fun making another final table. Now we are actually 4 for 4 now. Still batting 1,000. Another WSOP final table. This is actually pretty cool, guys. So this is my 4th stream of doing tournaments, and this is also the 4th time we have made a final table. So it's pretty cool. I gotta say, maybe I play better when you guys are watching. Yeah. So do we make a bet? Yeah, let's do. Queen 6 suited. That's good enough. We would love it if Only Child or Papa Smurf woke up with a hand here so that we don't have to feel like a pansy folding. But we're not calling. We're getting 4-3 with a queen high. We're never ahead. Whatever. So Lovehammer says he saw me win the 3rd bracelet last year. I owned that final table. I don't know if I would agree. There were definitely some times where I got lucky. I definitely got lucky. I appreciate the sentiment. Lovehammer. But that could have gone south. I did have to fade that 7-6 suited by Paul with my ace-9. Could have been a very bitter 3rd place pretty easily. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go on Twitter and let the followers know that they can come join us here on Twitch and see another final table. Come join the stream and let's talk some shop. Twitch.tv/Dutch Boyd. Guys, if you could do if you could do me a favor, it would really mean a lot. Just hit me up on Twitter, and if you have a Twitter, if you have a couple followers, retweet that shit. It'd be awesome to get a couple of some more people in here watching a $20 final table. What do we got? We got 93 live people right now. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday night. I know you could be watching. The $9 million guarantee final table, but actually chilling out, watching a WSOP.com final table is just as fun, right? Yes, it is. Just as fun. So, Stackopoly says, I bubbled final tables of the Venetian main in between surgeries. I was pissed. Kathy Liebert wouldn't stop talking, though, so it was fun. I really like Kathy Liebert. Poker Cat. One of my favorite poker players. She ranks up there, too, with one of the tougher, female poker players. I know it's kind of weird to separate, male and female poker players, but it's done all the time, so I'm not going to feel bad for saying she's one of the tougher female poker players. She's a tough cookie for sure. Poker Cat, Kathy Liebert, definitely one of my favorite people in poker. She's one of those old guard. There's just no way that we're letting him see a flop for just 200 more. We're going to go ahead and take the pre-flop aggression, and we are going to go ahead and c-bet when he checks to us. And hope that he has some hand like, Jack 9, where he can't really fade too much. We don't want to see a check raise here. All-in check raise. Let's call. Psych. That's it. Next win main, the webcam is coming. Steve Wynn better allow it. That's right, Stackopoly. Back-to-back nights. I would like to take this down. This definitely is helping my mood getting to the final table here. We're not in the money yet. This is not that big of a tournament where they're paying all 9 spots. This is only 46 players in, so they're paying top 5. A $20 tournament, so that's actually a pretty big money bubble for $20. $96. Usually a min cash is going to be somewhere around double your buy-in, so kind of surprising. I think that is not what we wanted to happen. We wanted Toke to go ahead and take that down because WAG 3 Reno, Wage Reno, or whatever that's supposed to mean, WAG 3 Reno. So don't attack a drowning stack. Toke 22 just went from a decent stack to nothing, and we would really expect him to be shoving there. I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised that he just gave Tiger a walk. Head exploding right now. How do you give Tiger 043 a walk there, Toke? You have actual fold equity. There's no, another 1400. Tiger might fold there. You're not really going to be able to find a better spot than everyone folding to your small blind there. There's dead money in. I just don't understand it. I'm at a loss, you guys. An under the gun raise, pocket sixes. Ugh. Folding feels so nitty. It always feels wrong to fold, though. It always feels wrong to fold. But what are we going to do? Are we going to shove? Are we going to, raise? It's one of those situations where everything that we can do feels wrong. So in those situations, if you don't know what to do, it's okay to fold. An under the gun raise, 9-handed at the final table. He does, have one of the bigger chips, the bigger stacks, but I don't think he's just making that move with nothing. I'd be very surprised if, he didn't at least have overcards, and I don't think he's getting away from it. So, I guess the option that, what we can do is call. The problem with calling is it induces other people to call behind us, and then we're in the real awkward spot of playing, pocket sixes against multiple opponents. Against one opponent, it's not so bad because, most of the time they're going to miss if they have overcards, and you're going to kind of know where you're at. Multiple opponents, it's just, we can fold. It's okay to fold pocket sixes there. 10-4 suited. This is kind of fun. We'll go ahead and make a min bet, min raise, and hope that Toke doesn't expose us. If Toke shoves here, we're going to have to call and show everybody that we're coming to the party with 10 high unless one of these guys saves us. Now, let's go ahead and try to hold with a pair of fours. Hold! Hold! That's how you do it, Toke. This is why you should have shoved on your small blind, because you don't have fold equity here. You did have fold equity there. You're better off shoving with 2-3 offsuit with fold equity than shoving with a7 offsuit without it. Best case scenario is you're going to put yourself into a situation where you're a small favorite against a guy who usually has live cards. The problem with having to turn that over, though, is now we're what we call exposed. Anybody who's paying attention, and this is a final table, so we kind of have to assume that they're paying attention, is going to see that we just made this min raise with 10-4 suited, which falls in the lower tier of hands that people are dealt. It doesn't even beat the computer hand, a queen 7 offsuit.
Do you have someone in there with a replay of their hand? I don't know if you want to watch it and put it on the screen, or if you want to watch it later. It's the boom player.
The boom player.
Yeah, it's a replayer. Do you just want to watch it, or
Panatha?
Or you can do it after.
Can we do the review after the final table? Okay, so like this hand normally would be raising, but because we got exposed with a 10-4 suited, we're going to go ahead and just pass. We're just going to go ahead and give it up and wait. So what are we sitting here with? 9,400. We'll take the calculator out. We'll divide by 400 because it's just too much math to worry about. 23 big blinds. Pretty good spot. We're gonna have to take a little break here from our normal plan of raising aggressively. It's pretty tempting to raise there because not only do they have to worry about our hand and under the gun raise, they also have to worry about everyone behind us. But having been exposed with 10-4 suited kind of puts us in the awkward position of, who's going to buy it? So now we just kind of wait, hope to actually have, some big hand. Wow, look at that. How sweet of a position is that? Getting a lot of big blinds in pre-flop with pocket kings and actually having the best of it. If you're just joining the stream, the reason we're sitting here playing a $20 tournament instead of, scoping out our competition in the win main is because we got it all in with pocket kings against pocket aces. It's not a bad beat. It's a cooler, and it sucks. So Stickopoly, thanks for joining us. Big Badass Wolf. Thanks for joining us. What is this? XML is officially announced by Blizzard.
We're talking about Warcraft Gold to play 4 accounts. It's officially announced.
Let's just go ahead and do the little max here. If he wants to go put his whole stack in against our 10-2 suited, he can. He's going to be slightly ahead. Maybe like a 57-58% favorite against our 10-2 suited. What we don't want to do, though, is raise and give him the idea that we're going to fold to his re-raise, because we probably would have to fold to his re-raise. So we'll just put him in the we'll put the decision to him. Now, when we're shoving all in there, keep in mind that we're not shoving more than 20 big blinds there. We're shoving what's known as effective stacks. When everyone folds in the small blind and you have more chips than the big blind, what you're basically doing is you're shoving his stack, not your stack. So in that spot, what did he have? 5,700. So he was less than 15 big blinds, right? I'm fine with shoving less than 15 big blinds there. To most of the time, we're going to be able to just get away with that shove. And the problem with raising less than a shove is that by making it the normal 3 times the big blind, now it becomes really, really tempting for him to come over the top of us. So 13, 12. Go ahead and give that a fold. This is real money, Brainless. Yes, this is real money. But it's a tournament. Six, seven of clubs. Do we raise it? We can. Nothing wrong with raising there. Okay, so what are we down to now? We're down to 7 players. Pays 5. We are... I think I'm going to go ahead and load the lobby up. So it pays 5, and we are in 4th position. 4th out of 7. We kind of like our spot. Which stacks are we going to try to be picking on? I mean, all of them, really. The only one that... that we can't really put that much of a dent in is LV Cabby, but I mean really he's not gonna want to lose 9,000. He doesn't want to go from 28,000 to 19,000. Papa Smurf is one of these drowning stacks. Do we call 8 to 3? 8 to 5, 9 high? No, we don't. We took a shot. We're making it. We're making it 1,000 to win 1,100, so it doesn't have to win, that often. If it wins 50% of the time, if it actually gets through the big blinds 50% of the time, then it's a profitable move. And when it doesn't get through, a lot of the times we're going to be heads up with the pre-flop aggression, and we're going to go ahead and take it with a c-bet. That's kind of the tournament game plan. Plan A, we'll call it. Brainless says, man, I want to learn to play poker so bad, but I'm 17 already, so I'm too old, I think. That's pretty funny. We got Go Mizzou too. This is Stubbs, Tapin's buddy from Columbia. What's up, buddy? What's up, Stubbs? Good times. Stubbs and I go way back. What has it been? 10 years? So, yeah. Good to see you in the stream, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, it's got to be pretty late there in, 4:30 in the morning? Actually, I think Stubbs might be here I think he was living here in Vegas for a while. You live in, here in Vegas now? Or is it 4:30 a.m. where you were at? Okay, so this is a fold. Somehow we've let our position go from 4th to 7th now, just because of that Papa Smurf shove. Now we are dead last at the table, but it's okay. Everyone's stack is still kind of, teetering on this, kind of spot where everyone can do some damage to everybody else. Go ahead and give it a raise. Try to get through. Risking 1,000 to win 1,100. 1,000 for 1,100. 1,000 for 1,100. That's the goal here. Man, that's a quick check. Doesn't matter. Gonna c-bet anyway. Leaves us with 10 big blinds if he check raises us, which he does. And maybe we don't check. I mean, maybe we don't c-bet there. I just feel like you should always be online. You should always be c-betting, even when you're faced with what is a betting tell there. Generally the quicker someone checks, the more they're trying to induce you to bet. Because they're going for a check raise. That's generally how it works. I mean, there's enough in there. It's not like either one of us can just say, "Oh, who cares about that pot?" It's 30% of both of us. So maybe but I just don't think you start leveling yourself too much online. Live, you can get away with not c-betting if you have a real compelling read on a player. Online, I just don't think that a quick c-bet there is enough. So what do we do here? I mean, it's kind of at that point where it's almost a shove. So 10 big blinds, we'll just shove. It's kind of awkward. We might have just went, oh, yuck, vomit. God. 9 or king, I guess, is what we're looking for. Wow. And somehow we hit it. This is luck of the Irish. Miracle. Miracle.
Yay!
It's a Sunday miracle. Wow. Wow. I mean, that was a cooler spot. You know, you're not supposed to be getting it in with, you know, the worst of it when you have ace queen suited. But wow, what a way to catch up there. So 5-6 suited. Do we take a chance at doubling through the chip leader with a hand like 5-6 suited? I think yes, we do. Let's take the shot and let's go ahead and go for a little check raise here. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for a little 5,700. We're not going anywhere. If he puts us to the test, we're gonna just catch a 5 or a 3 or a 6. So, and now just like that, we are in second place. So, sucks to be you, Lizzie. I mean, great call on your part. You did have ace king, so that was a very tough call for you. Nice job. We go ahead and let's go ahead and make it the 1,500 bet and see if Tiger 043 just shoves it. Go for it. Shove it. Nope. We got a Papa Smurf min raise under the gun. Just fold it. Oh my God. Stubbs is saying that he's a floor man now. Suited up. Never thought I'd see you in a suit, buddy. Wearing a suit to work, bud. Stubbs, Dutch's old coke dealer, confirmed. That's pretty funny. No, never had a coke dealer. What do we do here? 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go ahead and min raise. If Papa Smurf shoves, do we call there? We very well might. But I mean, probably not. We kind of like the situation where there's a little bit of tension going. We really do. We don't hate it. You know, we can almost kind of just go back and forth with LV Cabbie, putting the pressure on some of these smaller stacks. I mean, we're kind of at a point in the tournament where everyone's kind of a small stack, really. I mean, how many big blinds does our chip leader LV Cabbie have? 40 something. It's not exactly monstrous, but yeah, even so, we're liking our spot. We're liking our spot a lot more with that ace-queen suited miracle. Here's the miracle. watching the stream, so you guys are watching the miracle right now. Oh, shit. Come on, queen, king.
Is this the miracle?
Sweet. Yes, that is the miracle. So let's look at the lobby again. Nothing's changed except our position. We're going from 4th to 7th to 2nd, just all over the place. Everyone else seems to just kind of be trying to squeeze into the money. Can't really blame them. I mean, there's a pretty big difference between 0 and something. You know, there's a very big difference between something and nothing, and we are at that inflection point. So this is kind of a fun little spot. We'll go ahead and make the that's the drowning stack that we don't want to have to call, and now we're in a spot where we are going to have to call her. You know, actually, now we can get away with it. Now we can get away with just folding, because LV Cabbie kind of saved us here. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. That, my friends, is the best feeling in poker if you're Tiger 043. That is the roller coaster of poker where you are ahead, you're feeling good, not feeling good, and then at the end you feel good again. It's man and hole, basically. The man and hole arc right there. Yeah, best hand won. Well done, Tiger 043. We're all very happy for you. And it's pretty funny watching all these other stacks just so sad that we're not six-handed now. I mean, I feel like a lot of these guys, Lizaby, I mean, Tiger 043, you know, he was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for a hand. Finally picked up aces. You know, they're all playing pretty snug, which also conveniently stopped my laptop from being broken in two, is what Tiger 043 says. I've never broken anything after losing a hand at poker. I can say that. So pocket nines, that's a pretty good hand to have. We got Papa Smurf making a min raise. The problem with just calling here is that it's going to induce only child to come in cheap. The problem with raising is that it kind of induces Papa Smurf to come over the top of us, which is not what we want to see. We have Papa Smurf checking pretty quick on that flop, and I think we're looking at a bad ace jack, ace queen, something like that. I almost feel like we can probably take it away now. Ah, man. It's just not the flop we're looking for with nine of spades, you know, nine of hearts, nine of spades. We're gonna give Papa Smurf for having something, you know, so whatever. Really, the ideal situation there is that he just folds pre-flop, or checks to us and folds to our continuation bet. But I don't think that's what his plan was. I think that it was checking to us to raise, and we saw him make that quick check before, and so we're going to say that, you know, we're at the point now where we can actually make a read that Papa Smurf checks quickly with hands he intends to check raise with, you know. So where are we now? Are we still... Now we're back to fourth. So we go from fourth to seventh to second to fourth. I mean, we're really just kind of roller coastering all over the place. And look at Tiger 043 just coming up with these huge hands. It's amazing. So let's go ahead and give it a little min raise here. Try to steal the blinds and antes. You know, LV Cabby isn't going to want to lose too much to us. So here we go ahead and, you know, fire out a c-bet and take it down with 9 high, boys. That's what we do. 4-5 offsuit. Just give it a fold. So go Mizzou 2. Again, thanks for joining the stream, Stubbs. He's talking about our buddy Ryan Tapin, who Ryan Tapin, I think, has 2 World Series of Poker circuit rings now. He's a buddy of ours back from Missouri, one of the Tigers. You know, go Tigers, Mizzou. I mean, how can Lizaby fold here? How can Lizaby fold here? You put half your stack, you put a third of your stack in. You know, you're getting two, you know, way more than 2 to 1 here. I mean, how bad does Lizaby have to be sitting here where she's thinking that a fold is a good idea? And yet, it looks like she's going to fold. It looks like she's going to probably fold. Like, wow. Head exploding. Why? What are you doing? Elizabeth. What are you doing? And now this is just amazing. And I think, yeah, with that we have a new chip leader. We got Papa Smurf as the new chip leader. And 8-5 suited. 6-1 plus implied odds. Let's flop something good here. We're not going to donk lead into Papa Smurf. Not the flop we like to see. LV Cabbie calling pretty much puts any move that we would think about making just in the trash can. What do we got? James Bear. As soon as I saw the Twitter update, I made sure to get right on even though I should be asleep. It's not been a pleasant March, Washington Day. I'm sorry. Some shout outs. Love Hammer, James DeBear. You know, guys, it looks like we're over 100 viewers now, which is pretty awesome. Thanks for joining us. You know, if you're just joining us, we're sitting here at the WSOP.com final table. It's the $20 Midnight Mayhem, and we are 4 for 4, feeling good. You know, do me a favor if you haven't already, just go ahead and click on that follow button. I'm trying to get those follows up to. It'd be awesome to get it over 1,000. One of these days, I'm really hoping to have one of those coveted Twitch partnerships that we see, like Somerville and Staples and all these other guys have. It'd be awesome just to be able to get that subscribe button on. So help do your part, huh? Just go ahead and click on that follow button. Here we go ahead and raise. Tiger043 has been just playing so tight. Only Child 702. Does he re-raise? I mean, they know that we could have all sorts of stupid hands. They know this. They've seen the 10-4 suited. Tiger043 limping in and just calling. It's kind of a weird call. And it also kind of induces Only Child. And then he donk bets, which just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It really doesn't. Let's go ahead and see if we can't go ahead and get him off of it with a little $1,800 raise. How far are you willing to go with it, Tiger043? The whole way? I guess we'll call you. No, we're not calling you. We're folding our queen high. Yeah, king queen. Nice hand, Tiger043. Nice hand. Just brilliant. Brilliant. Fire out 600 into, fire out that min bet. Because why not? Such a fucking retard. Okay, boys, what do we do here? He's making it 5 times our bet, which just is like telegraphing ace king, ace queen. If we fold, we're leaving ourselves with 13 big blinds. So we had 15. We went ahead and made a min bet. We might have the best hand. He did that awfully quick. Who knows? You know what? We're just going to go ahead and give Tiger043 credit for pocket kings. Wow. I don't know how we fold there, but we do. Spidey instincts kicking in pretty good here, guys. Let's take a look at where we're at. 5th out of 7. It's not so bad. Not really where we want to be. We would really like to have a bigger stack where we can punish, and now we don't really have a punishing stack anymore. 10s against 4s. That's going to be good for us. Hold 10s. So now we are on the money bubble, and we are 5th. We also have one of the tighter people that I've seen at a final table, Tiger043. Oh my god. Every single time she's had to turn over a hand, she's turned over a big pocket premium pair, and sometimes she turns them over even when she doesn't have to. Which, listen, guys, if you're watching this, take something away from what we're seeing here. Don't turn over your hands when you don't have to. Never show your hand. There's nothing good that can come from showing your hand. It makes 0 sense. So, be the light is the drowning stack here, but we're also on the bubble. Can we get through it? Can we get through the small blind and the big blind? Can we get through without Be the Light shoving and thinking that he has fold equity here? I guess not. We got Jack 6-6 and Be the Light lets his thing go down. Why? Why does he wait for so long? Because he wants to see a turn card, boys and girls. Because he doesn't want me to see bet. And that is, that's how you take it down with King High. We probably had the best hand. He probably had some, BS hand like an 8-7 suited or something where he doesn't, he didn't connect, but he would like to see a free turn and a free river and a free showdown if he could. No, we're not going to give him that opportunity. And it's amazing how the big stacks have kind of pulled away from the small stacks. I mean, when we first got to the final table, everyone seemed to be kind of, playing at about the same spot. And now, I mean, LV Cabby is just, quite a bit ahead of fourth only child. So we don't love it, but we're not folding. If we get just snap called here and he turns over ace-9, we're just hating our lives. But, okay, good news. We didn't get snap called. And our ace-5 suited is enough to take down the pot with a 10 big blind shove. Now keep in mind a lot of the power in a hand like ace-5 suited comes in being able to, have a blocker. And, it makes it much less likely for him to actually have an ace. So here we are definitely rooting for the queens to hold up. And here we are, in the money. In the money, guys. Let's see it. Congrats, everybody. So here's another takeaway, okay? When the money bubble bursts, don't congratulate everybody for making the money until you're pretty sure that the guy who just made the bubble boy is well away from the table. Chances are he was still watching there, and then Tiger 043 is like, congrats, everybody. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so LV Cabby. Can we call here? I mean, I feel like we're ahead. But when we are ahead, are we that far ahead? I don't know. I'm so on the fence here. I don't know what to do. When you don't know what to do, it's okay to fold. It's okay to fold. I don't love folding there, but like I said, I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Ideally, we'd get a couple of these stacks kind of going at it. Or would actually wake up with some sort of hand. I feel like we're just kind of floating around 10 big blinds, 9 big blinds, 8 big blinds. Get down to about 6 big blinds before we really feel like we have to make a move. With 6 big blinds, it's about 5K. We're still going to have enough of a little bit of fold equity there to get some folders. Ace-9 offsuit. And we got this guy making it 3 times the big blind. It's so weird. Generally when people are adjusting their pre-flop raise amount, they adjust it based on hand strength. And feels like a shove, but it also feels like a fold. So if you're on the fence, it's okay to fold. We have definitely let a lot of hands go here, which I feel like might have been dominating. But at the same time, I mean, like, ace-9 isn't a powerhouse. There's about half the aces he's raising there with are dominating us. So I don't know. It's tough. It always feels wrong to fold, though. It really does. The mind craves certainty so much, and it just always feels wrong. Now, this is a tempting spot. Tempting spot to take a flop off. 3.5 to 1 plus implied odds. 4-3 offsuit. Probably going to know where we're at. Yeah, sure. And completely whiff it. And did he completely whiff it? Who knows? I don't think 4 high is going to be good there. And we are in a spot now on break where when we come back, we're going to have 6 big blinds. So the small blind's going to hit us, then the big blind. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hands that, before we're going to actually have to shove. And ideally, who we're going to shove against? We're going to shove against Tiger 043. And everyone's going to fold to our small blind. So I'm getting, what are you pointing at? What's the question that you want me to answer here? Donk betting, showing hands, doing everything wrong. Yeah, I agree.
James DeBeer, the right play with 7-8, and the blind is to either shove or fold, yes. And then is this the only legal? Is 888 poker out here or no? Is that done?
888 poker I think is in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
If you're in New Jersey, I would definitely recommend that you go. That you go check out. I think 888.
Is WSOP the only Nevada one now? Because
yes.
The other one.
Actually, I think there might be another Nevada real money site. I think that South Point might have a real money site. Maybe Strat too. I don't know though. But for all intents and purposes, WSOP.com is really the only game in town if you're in Nevada. It really is. So I think I might be getting hosted by Killing Bird. If that's pretty awesome. Killing Bird, thanks, man. Thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, it'd be awesome to maybe get you to click on the follow button. I'm trying to get my my following up to, it would be so cool to get it up to 700 tonight. Right now, this is the 4th time we've streamed on Twitch, and it is the 4th time we've made a final table. We are 4 for 4 for final tables on WSOP.com when we stream, and I think last night we won a tournament live with you all, and it was just a real high. I got to think that I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing a lot more twitching and actually making a run for WSOP.com Player of the Year. A couple of other poker players kind of have a head start, but I feel like maybe I have a shot. So thanks for joining us Sunday night. We're going to try to take this down. We are kind of a short stack, which kind of sucks. We're sitting here with 6,229 tournament chips. So we are still, we're pretty distant. If 4th place has double the chips that we do, it just really hasn't gone our way. But we have enough chips to really put a hurt on anybody who calls us and doubles us up. No one wants to lose 6,000. Even LV Cabby over there with 35,000 has, it would be, 18% of his stack. I mean, it's a significant percentage of him. So no one wants to really lose their position. So we got beer and poker. How much is first in this tournament? I'm going to go ahead and show the lobby just so you guys can kind of see what we're playing for here. So first is $314. That'll buy a lot of pies. We got 212 for second, 127 for third, 102 for fourth. So there's not really a big pay jump between 5th and 4th, or even 4th and 3rd, really. Yeah, I mean we're gonna see some fireworks. We're probably going to have to I don't know. We're probably gonna have to be shoving up against Tiger 043 if everyone folds to our small blind. We're probably gonna be shoving against Only Child 702 if everyone folds to our button, and we're definitely gonna be shoving into Papa Smurf if we get the chance in the cutoff. So we are back from break. Let's go ahead and get back to it. We actually have a hand where we can feel good about getting all of our chips in. I guess we would love it if Tiger 043 actually wakes up with like sixes here or fours here. But whatever, if she folds and we are actually able to pick up the blinds and the antes, that's huge for us. We had 6,200 at the start of that hand. We were able to increase our stack 18% without even seeing a flop, so we're fine there. Here we're making the call. I think that if Papa Smurf had a huge hand, then he's gonna spend a little more time before he makes the shove. So hold pocket nines, hold. There we go. It's a Sunday miracle, guys. We go from last place now into not last place. Now we actually have enough chips to hurt somebody, and I feel like we actually have a pretty good read on Papa Smurf too. I mean, this is a guy who has timing tells. You really don't run across you don't run across a lot of reliable timing tells online. They're really hard to pick up, but sometimes they're there. Sometimes you're going to get a guy who checks really quick when he wants to go for the check raise, and shoves really quick with hands like sixes, where I just don't think that he's shoving really quick if he has like aces or kings. I think he's going to try to play it like, oh, what should I do? But then again, he could just be like watching a movie, and that's why we get those kind of things. So I really don't like folding here, but I like calling even less. Only Child 702 really hasn't been abusing us much. So 9-3 suited, that's about at the bottom of our range. I think it's perfectly okay to fold there. Papa Smurf makes the shove like he probably should. Guys, this is pretty awesome. 212 live viewers watching what's hopefully going to end in taking down a final table. Let's take a look at where we are again. Load up that lobby. 4th out of 5. But really with 15,000, we're right in there with 2nd and 3rd place. So definitely enough to put some damage on anybody. Even the chip leader, really. I mean, if we double through the chip leader, he's back down to 20,000. So, feeling good about it. Yeah, and
influx,
yeah, I think that was from Killing Bird, man. I think Killing Bird,
No, I think
is hosting our stream. So I think we got a lot of callers from him. Thanks for sharing, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, Killing Bird. Yeah, and we're not folding here. We're getting 2-1. We're hoping to have a head. Like, this is just ridiculously stupid of Papa Smurf. He doesn't have fold equity, and now we lose to just a stupid hand. Always sucks when the donkeys get rewarded for just nauseating hands like that. Whatever. And we are back to 5th out of 5. And Papa Smurf is 0 to hero. God, this is quite the roller coaster, boys. Quite the roller coaster. And this is going to be a fun hand to go ahead and take a flop off with. It's actually not a bad flop for 8-6 suited. It would be great to get a free turn. Do we have fold equity? Probably not. We'll just go ahead and fold. We don't love it, but if everyone had folded to us, we're definitely going to make the shove against Tiger 043. Tiger 043 has just been playing too snug for us to give up an opportunity to steal a big blind without anything. Wow, look at Papa Smurf. Just all of a sudden playing like he's the big stack, like LV Cabby isn't right next to him. We've seen him raise pre-flop now 4 times in a row. He's playing like an idiot, really. But that's okay. He's supposed to be out the door in fifth place with his king three offsuit. I'm still steaming a little bit out of that. It doesn't matter how big or small the beat is. Anytime you take a bad beat, it just sucks. It also sucks, he's sitting here making that move in a situation where he has zero fold equity. I'm literally folding zero hands there. But still, is he ever ahead of anything with king three? No, he's not. So I hate making these under the gun shoves because so often someone wakes up with a hand that they can call with, but king 10 offsuit is strong enough, and we don't really want to get to the point where we just have no fold equity, which is where we would be if we let that one go. Wow. And here, instead of 2 times the big blind, only child makes it 3 times the big blind, which is kind of a weird change up. It's kind of a weird change up. And again, when people are varying their bet, a lot of times they're doing it based on hand strength. They're varying it based on hand strength, and they're betting more with stronger hands and less with weaker hands. So it's kind of something to be aware of. God, just back and forth and back and forth. Funk is back. Thanks for joining us. You pay for my shoes. That's a great. That is a great. That's a great handle, man. You pay for my shoes, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, if you're enjoying watching us make final tables here, I really encourage you to go ahead and push that follow button. It mean a lot to us. Wow, look at that. 4 times the big blind. LV Cabby's just really all over the place. And I don't advise you follow what you're seeing here. Make your pre-flop raises the same standard amount. You don't want you don't want people to be putting you on, shit. Do we have fold equity? Of course we have fold equity, but I think it's also okay just to let that one go. That one's real close. But king 6 isn't. We don't love king 6. Then again, if these blinds pass us and we have 3,400, we're just completely screwed. We might have lost a pretty good opportunity there with king 6 to maybe get Papa Smurf to fold. I just don't feel like he's ever folding. I feel like he's taking the $5,000 with whatever 2 stupid cards he's got. Yes, very well played. Well played, Smurf. Very well played, Smurf. Very well played, getting it all in with your king high against my ace high. Dumb motherfucker. God. Okay, we'll go ahead and fold here. Thanks there, little buddy. Yeah, you're welcome, Papa Smurf. You stupid asshole. That's okay. God, I hate being in this spot. 7-2 offsuit with 0 fold equity. It really sucks because we would like to shove, but there's nowhere really where we have fold equity. So we just basically have to wait for a hand that we hope is best. And obviously, ace king offsuit is probably best. We're very lucky to have this opportunity to even better. This is a great spot. Ugh. Club, king, come on. Boom. There we go. Best hand wins. Now we're back to 4th out of 5 with 10 big blinds. So now we have fold equity again. This is... What a roller coaster this has been. We've got 10 times a big blind. We've got enough to maybe get Papa Smurf to fold. Yeah, I think Papa Smurf folds here a lot of the time. Hold. Yeah, I think that no 7. Beautiful. Wow, look at that. Double up, 0 to hero, right back up to being able to hurt anybody. Amazing. And this is this has been quite the ride. I honestly, my stomach is kind of sick from all the ups and downs of this tournament. It's just... And no one's going out. I feel like we've been 5th for we've been 5-handed for like 3 hours now. No one's going out. It's just everyone's just trading chips back and forth and back and forth. It's just mind-boggling. So yeah. Yeah, wow, 257 watching the final table. Hopefully, we'll be able to close this out with another win. You know, we're 4 for 4 on Twitch streams, guys. I feel like a lot of it has to do with you guys. You know, keep with the positive energy. It would be great to me. You know, if you haven't already, click on that follow button and let's bring this home, man. Let's bring it home. I want to win another tournament. I want to win another tournament on Twitch. I want to go 50%. I mean, who? That's a hell of a batting slugging percentage, isn't it? So we've got Papa Smurf steaming 3 times the big blind, and LV Cabby acting like the big stack should, putting him to the test. Well done, LV Cabby. I'm glad he did that because I really didn't want to have to fold, which I probably would have, and I really didn't want to fold. It always makes me feel bad folding. LV Cabby again, just all over the place with his pre-flop raises. 3 times, 4 times, 2 times, 2.5 times. What does it mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. The bigger the big blind multiple of his pre-flop raises, the bigger the hand. That's what it means. That's what the standard level 1 player is doing here. So, so tempting here. So tempting. ZSD Funreal says, look, it's online drunk poker. Don't try to make sense of their play. I kind of agree. You know, it's 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, I feel like there is a good chance that these guys are drunk. There is a pretty decent chance. Yeah, so James Bear says, I think King 6 is really close because of how bad Papa Smurf is and might call you with crap and double you up. I think King 6 is really close too. I think it's really close too. Moonshaw. Yeah, I kind of sensed that as well. I kind of sensed that little thank you, little buddy, was a little bit of a kind of a dig. Okay, so we are second, 2 out of 4. We can put some pressure on Tiger and Papa Smurf. I don't feel like we can put too much pressure on LV Cabby, but we can put some pressure on these fucktards. Go ahead and make the raise and hope Papa Smurf just gives it up. Or shoves with King 3 offsuit, and we'll snap call with 9-3 offsuit. Not really. We're not going to be calling there, but wow. Here we would probably call if Tiger or Papa Smurf shoved. We might also call if LV Cabby shoves. Now we hope that LV Cabby folds, so... Jesus, guys, what do we do here? What do we do here? I have no idea what to do here. I feel like... jeez. I think we fold. I think LV Cabby probably has a bigger pocket pair than 7s, right? Yep. He has pocket 8s, and we get to look like a genius. Spidey senses, man. Don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. Whew. And that would have been pretty painful if LV Cabby would have folded and we would have made the call against Papa Smurf with pocket 7s against overcards, and he would have hit. I mean, that is results-oriented thinking at its finest, but it's really pretty lucky that LV Cabby woke up with the 8s when he did, so he can make the call and block us from losing a lot of chips. So, 10 high. We got LV Cabby just shoving it. Okay. Makes our decision easy. It's always nice when you don't have a tough decision to make. Wow, and Tiger 043. Ooh. Tiger. I can't say I approve of this. I'm Dutch Boyd, and I do not approve of this message. Calling off all of your stack with Queen Jack just doesn't make a lot of sense here. You know, so often you're just losing. You know, there's so much of the time you're losing there that does not make sense to me. Yeah, we'll go ahead and fire out a min raise and play some poker with Papa Smurf. He made a really quick check there, which could be a give up. That's a pretty good turn for ace 5. And now we actually have a double gut shot here, so let's take the free card. And ace high could be ahead. You know, we could be actually looking at a hand like king queen. So it looks like maybe maybe a c bet would have worked there. I don't know. 6, 7, 8. So 3 of 3. What do we do? Well, I'll tell you what we don't do. Okay, we don't just fold our way to third place. We're not just waiting around, folding and folding, hoping that these other two stacks get into a big confrontation. We still have to start applying pressure. And really, where do we want to apply the pressure? Anybody. We'll apply pressure to anybody at this point. Wow, what a crazy hand this is. So we actually hit top pair on about the wettest board we could imagine. There's so many hands here where Papa Smurf hit and we're ahead. So we'll go ahead and make a little 2.5 times the big blind. Two and a half times his bet check raise, and hope that I guess we hope that he has like an ace 10, and is gonna go for it. We're not folding here. Top pair is too strong. And if he has us beat, whatever, he has us beat. So now what do we do? Now, here's another takeaway. Okay, don't attack a drowning stack. It's true because it rhymes. It has to be true, guys. Right? Sorry for the bad interaction so far, boys. Critical juncture here. Yeah, so what stack do we attack? Well, we're attacking LV Cabbie is what we're doing. Wow, what a dream flop for 10-8. The plan was to outplay him. Now we actually hit the dream flop, so we'll kind of slow play it a little bit and maybe he has a hand like a king jack where he can. How much can we get from him? Yeah. What did he have, guys? What did he have? He had a king 8. Is he folding to us? I don't know. Maybe. Let's go ahead and make it 3 times the big blind here. If he shoves, we love it. We love it so much we're just going to snap call any. So the pressure now that we want to put on LV Cabbie. We're going to be raising every single one of his big blinds. We're never going to let him. Do we make the call? Pretty tempting. Papa Smurf has already shown that he's willing to put it in with. Let's. That's about as bad as it gets. When we're thinking about the worst case scenario, it's going to look something like that. King 8 versus Queen 8. Ugh. But whatever. We were getting almost 2-1. There's so many hands there where I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, I don't want to talk about it anymore. We are looking just fine here. 2,700. So what do we do here? He's making it more than 3 times the big blind from the small blind. We can just give it up. Everybody's pretty close now. We've got pocket 4s. I don't think that we're ever folding here, so we'll go ahead and make it 3,600. If he shoves, we are taking it with him. So we fire out again, 3,600. And he just calls. Now what? Let's go ahead and check. We hate it. We hate our hand. We hate our hand. We feel like he's floating. We feel like he's making a move on us, and we fold. You know, because we got a pair of fours, and it looks horrible when someone's making a stand. 28,000. How we looking? God, such a roller coaster this is. So we're second out of 3. I mean, we need to get it heads up. And who would we prefer to get it heads up with? Between Papa Smurf and LV Cabby, I really don't know. It's a tough call. I really don't know who I would rather have the heads up match be against, because right now they've both been, making kind of weird moves. We're gonna go ahead and raise here and hope that LV Cabby folds. That's the ideal spot there. I guess we want to get it up against LV Cabby. They both have been playing bad, but Papa Smurf has been playing a special type of bad, where his type of bad is making crazy aggressive maniac moves, where I feel like LV Cabby's been a little bit more predictable. And so it's the old saying, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. I guess if we have to choose somebody to go heads up with, if they were to get it all in a coin flip situation where they both have about the same amount, who were we rooting for? LV Cabby. And guys, again, I'm really sorry for not doing so much interaction. I really am. It's just very hard when you're in this spot, in the tournament where, wow. So yeah, that's a pretty good flop for our range here, and not such a good flop for LV Cabby's range. He did check awfully quick, but yeah, 10-2 is going to take it. The power of aggression. That's what we call picking up the bones, boys. Picking up the bones. So here we go ahead and hopefully Papa Smurf just finally gives us one. He really hasn't been giving us a lot of big blinds, but... Oh, wow. Makes a min raise. And yeah, we'll go ahead and, for a min raise, of course, we're not going to fold for a min raise. Not only are we getting some, pretty nice implied odds here, 3-1 plus his whole stack when we actually hit like a sick flop. So not only are we getting some great implied odds, but we are also losing all credibility for our 3 times the big blind raises if we just fold to a min raise there. I guess it's not technically a min raise, but doubling our bet, doubling our raise amount, folding in that spot is not what we're trying to do. So a little bit of a setback. It would have just been so much better to be able to take it down without a flop, but whatevs. Let's go ahead and just fold that. It's 10 high, boys. It's not really. It's not really something that we want to go too far with, out of position against a crazy maniac's, blue Smurf. Gosh. Dutch oven emote. That's what we need. We need a Dutch oven emote. That's a great idea. I'm getting a lot of love in chat, and a lot of people are giving me some, some good advice. I agree with all the good advice, guys. I mean, it's, it's so much clearer when you're not actually in the seat. When you're actually in the seat, hovering over the bet and the raise and the fold, and this is hard. This is a hard situation too. I probably should, kind of slow it down here, and by slow it down, I don't mean, peel back the aggression. I mean slow it down as far as slow down how long I take to make these decisions. We're going to start giving these a 7 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. And no, we're not calling with 9-4 offsuit. And Papa Smurf is kind of pulling ahead, which, we hate seeing it. We hate seeing this. We've got the King 2 off. We have some... Oh, I'm so glad. We were probably thinking about doing something a little crazy there. And Papa Smurf is playing well, really. I mean, he's in a spot where he doesn't really want to bust us. He wants both of us to kind of chip down at each other. So, yeah, what do we got? It's 1600 now. We're looking at somewhere around 15, 14, 13 big blinds. We got that tween stack. 10-9 offsuit. And anytime we can take a flop without, anytime we can take a pot without seeing a flop, it's huge for us at this point. Papa Smurf still just making those 3 times the big blind shoves. Yeah, I feel like enough of the time we're able to just get away with this without having to fade a flop. And most of the time we were ahead, even if he does call us. So, yeah, we got to kind of train him not to steal our big blind. Bad dog, Papa Smurf, bad dog. Wow, and then just shove it, LV Cabbie. Why not? Shove it with your pocket sixes. The last time he made that shove, he had pocket sixes, and we saw it. That's kind of what we think that he has here. So we'll just go ahead and 5, 6, 7, Ace 10 suited. Pretty strong hand when you're up against 2 other people. If Papa Smurf makes a re-raise here, we're gonna like it. We're gonna like it, and we're gonna go with it. We have enough here that maybe we get a little fold equity, and if he calls, a lot of times we're dominating him. But I think that maybe we just reclaimed the chip lead here, and that's what I think just happened. I think Papa Smurf folds, and we're able to just take 10,000 off of his stack without even seeing a flop. Yeah, that's what happens. Bad dog, Papa Smurf, bad dog. Thank you for the free 10K, buddy. He fires out the min. Do we just shove? Yeah, screw it. Let's just shove it. And put him to the test. Bad dog. Okay, guys, so, thanks for joining me. It's looking good. 42,000. I'm liking our spot. At this point now, we're going to try to start applying the pressure to LV Cabbie. We just, put a lot of pressure on Papa Smurf. Hopefully Papa Smurf will actually let us go through and get to LV Cabbie, but he's not going to play ball, I guess. Eventually we're going to have to... we can't really count on LV Cabbie busting Papa Smurf, and we can't really count on Papa Smurf busting LV Cabbie. They really, they don't seem to be playing that way. Anyway, we'll go ahead and make the call here and see if we can't flop something pretty awesome. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Makes it. He thinks about it for like 10. A lot of times that's going to be, with checks, the quicker someone checks, the generally the stronger they are. But with that kind of, he took a long time to c-bet there. It kind of makes me feel like we might have been able to take it with a check raise. We might have been able to. So, yeah, what are we doing here? We're going to go ahead and raise again. Ace 2 offsuit figures to be the best hand. Who are we trying to put pressure on now? When you are the chip leader in a short stack final table scenario like we're in, what you're trying to do is put pressure on the guy in second, not the guy in third. You want to keep on chipping away at the guy in second until he's in third, and then you want to chip at the other guy in second. And ideally what happens is they both kind of get chipped down and chipped down and chipped down, so that eventually when you finally get it heads up against one of them, you have a big stack. Gosh, this is going to suck if Papa Smurf shoves over us, because we're not going anywhere with Ace 6 suited. And there's going to be the decent chance that we're just dominated here. A lot of times we're ahead and our ace high is going to just have to hold. But let's do it. We're ahead and... Fuck! Ace, come on! Jesus Christ. Papa Smurf just fucks us again. Just right in there. second time he's gotten it all in with king high against our ace high. You mean, what the fuck? And then he says, for earlier, you fucktard. Attaboy. Attaboy. You mean earlier with the king 3 versus my ace? You mean earlier for my... You mean earlier with the king 3 versus my ace 10? Is that what you mean? Mean by earlier? Ass. Yeah, whatever. Here we are. It looks like LV Cabby is getting down to the wire, and we're probably going to be playing heads up against Papa Smurf. So not the best spot. You know, we don't really want. Yeah. You always remember the... Okay, so what do we do here? I guess, you know, we make a raise, and we figure to be ahead. If he shoves, we're not going anywhere. You know, we go ahead and follow through with the 4,800. We hope that he has like a queen 10, or we, you know, even better is we hope that he just gets some sort of, you know, crazy hair up his butt and decides to, you know, make a bluff there. I mean, I don't... Maybe what we should have done there, maybe we should have, you know, just called and checked to him on the turn. Maybe he goes ahead and tries to make a little, you know, fire through with a, you know, with a bluff. I don't know, though. I don't think that we can count on it. So I think that we're better off just getting it in and hoping that he does... Which came first? I don't remember. Which came first again? I don't remember. Whatever. Borrowed time, my time, Papa Smurf, my little friend. Oh wow, this would be pretty awesome if we're able to actually get him to just shove here. Okay. And what do? I guess we hope that he has, you know, an 8 or a 7, or even better would be absolutely nothing. So let's hope he's making some sort of float, and he's going to put us to the test right now. Do it, Papa Smurf. Put us to the test. And he does. Well, the fact that he didn't snap call either means that he's a complete ass, or we might win this right now, boys. There we go. Look at this. This is the spot we like to see. This is where we like to be, where both of them are so super low that now we can just, you know, raise with impunity. And both of them are going to be sitting here thinking the pretty big jump between third and second, and neither one of them really have any spots to, you know, there's no wiggle room here. You know, now we're able to just finish them, you know, with almost no risk. By the time it gets heads up, these guys are going to, you know, they're sitting here calculating what their what their odds are here of, oh, come on, 7 Jack. Okay, so 8,000 to 80,000. And can we get LV Cabbie to fold? No. And do we want to get it in there with 9-7 off? No, we don't. Wow, we would have been way dominated. Okay, so we are heads up now, guys. Heads up for all the marbles with a huge chip advantage. He's got 6 big blinds. We've got more. And, you know, he's kind of just going to be in a spot where he's shoving pretty light, but we're going to try to get into a situation where we have the best of it. And we can do that. You know, this is a spot where we can have the best of it. With 6 big blinds, it's really not a lot of moves for either one of us. You know, it's really a shove or fold spot. So hold. It's looking pretty good. Oh, geez, don't do it. Looking pretty good. Boom, boom, boom. That's 2 for 2, boys. 2 for 2. Wow. So, yeah. Another win. It always feels good to win. It always feels good to win. Let's just take a look at what that was. We got can we show the lobby? First place, Dutch finished, $314. That is 2 nights in a row. We just win and win. All thanks to you guys. It really is. All thanks to you. If you guys haven't, you know, please do me a favor. Hit that follow button. And we're going to try to be doing this every night. We're just going to win a tournament every night, every single night. And you guys are going to be able to follow along and, you know, hopefully pick up a few things. Let me know when I'm completely messing it up. Yeah. Good game. Good game, little buddy. Good to, yeah, that cheers me up. I don't even remember the Win Classic, you know, the Win Classic main event cooler that I took just you know, 6 hours ago. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, stick around for a little bit, answer a few questions, and then I'm gonna be in chat